I got to learn very beginnings from how to draw and hand tools, all the way up to cabinet making and how to use a double spindle, a double spindle shaper, and all that stuff. I learned all that. And in my last year there, I also apprenticed in a shop where we made wood jewelry. This was pretty exciting because I got to learn all about the exotic woods, which you're looking at there on my bottle stopper. I got to learn about how you dye maple veneer so you get all these colors. Got to learn about the glories of epoxy to hold that together. And we discovered how to make my signature piece now, which is the helical mosaic chevron bracelet. We could go. There it is. That was well done. Excellent. So that is my signature piece right there. That's the helical mosaic chevron bracelet. That has 12 different species of wood in it with the maple veneer that I dyed between each piece. Are you going to keep going? Oh, great. Yes. This piece is just another fine example. That piece is here. There are 300 pieces of wood in that. And to tell you the truth, it's one of the very finest pieces I've ever made. And you have to remember, I've been doing it for 40 years. I think I channeled Frank Lloyd right in that piece. And it's right here for your inspection. Okay? Yes. Okay, next. This is a little Anasazi pot. I'm trying to emulate the Native Americans from Mesa Verde. So the pot is a little heavier at the bottom, and then it comes up and it tapers in. And of course, then it's got my laminations, and the shape is echoed in the lamination. That little pot had about 400 pieces of wood in it, and it's only 2 inches by 1 1/4 inches. So it's small, and a sister is right here, up here for you all to look at. Okay, next. Now that's my idea of a big bowl. That's 3 inches. So 3 inches is about like that, and it's 1.5 inches. That one has 1,200 pieces of wood in it. Because I like to weave wood. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make wood either look like fabric, like needlepoint, or like beadwork. Okay, next. I live on the Olympic Peninsula. That's my view. Those beautiful mountains there, that's all the National Forest. Okay, we're going to go through these pretty quick now because we're a little bit late here. This is my shop. Okay. This is the inside of the shop. Okay, so that's the workbench where it all happens. We can flip through pretty quick. That's one of the 2 jet mini lathes that I have now. Okay. Bandsaw on the end. The machinist lathe in the center, drill press, table saw. Okay, that was my very first lathe. John Elliott, thank you very much, John Elliott, so many years ago. That's a little Mercury lathe. It's died now, John, but it still likes to go a little bit. So I've relegated it to doing the finish work. I take it outside, I put my piece on it, and it kind of goes like that while I shoot it with lacquer. So it's sort of alive, but not really. Anyway, that's that. Table saw, gotta have a table saw. In the back is the overhead router, which can do enormous and wonderful things. You have to have a joiner and planer for my work, and of course the dust system. And you can see the lumber rack in the back. I make 1 6-foot board, do a lot of work. I do all my own mill work. I do all my own dyeing. I do all the laminating also. And then I do the turning. Okay, next. This is the big bandsaw. This is an 18-inch SCMI. This is the bandsaw that makes the slices for when you're looking at these 2 bracelets up here. These I call the jewel tones. This is when I'm trying to slice as thin as I possibly can slice and make it look like needlepoint. Okay, next. That's my bandsaw that does just an enormous amount of work. That's the bandsaw I go to all the time. Next to the router, and then of course that sander. That's a 6x48-inch sander. Actually, I have a couple of them. One has an 80 grit belt, one has a 120 grit belt, And then I actually have a small little sander like this, a belt sander, that has 220. Okay, next. Okay, that's the bench. We're going to work off the bench. Okay, next. So I work off my bench. This is just how I was trained. And that training was not at the cabinet shop, but in the shop where we made wood jewelry. That you use work boards and you work off the bench. These are gluing up boards. The first one actually has a piece on it ready to get glued up, and then the other two are the forms that it will go into. Okay? The dye pots. I dye my own veneer. I use an aniline dye. I buy it from a company in New York called Lockwood. And I've used the same dye for all 4 decades. And then I make copious notes, and it's always with distilled water and copious notes, and sometimes under pressure, and sometimes just in atmosphere, and it doesn't matter. It's just magic. It never follows. The recipe, it never follows. So I will get 12 pieces of this beautiful orange, and when I follow that recipe, I'll get another 12 pieces, but it won't be the exact same orange. That's just the way it is. It's kind of magical. And there are the boxes. There's going to be another shot of that, okay? There you go. And I brought a box of veneer in the back so you can look at it. I'm actually dyeing 2 different thicknesses of veneer now. I have thin veneer and thick veneer. And both of those are here too. Actually, the box is full of thick veneer, and then what's on the table is the thin veneer.
You say thick or thin veneer, how thick or how thin?
Yeah, I knew you were going to ask that. I knew that. Yeah.
So is it all Eastern Hard Rock maple?
Well, it's hard maple. And you can just send those around. Thin veneer will dye pretty quick. I usually, my working size is 3.5 inches by 16 inches long, so I have all my veneer already to that. I will get 12 pieces. Currently I'm putting twine in between each piece to try to make it so it dyes more equally. It sort of works, not really, but sort of. And then, so I do batches of 12. And that's pretty important as you're going to go through my work here. When all of a sudden you see the same orange all the way through a project, you know, you got to have enough to do it, because orange A is not going to be the same as orange B. Okay, so any given day in my shop, I've got 40 species of woodworking. That's a lot of different choices. I've got them all machined to 3.5 by 1/4 by 16 inches long. And I literally put all these piles out on my end table, on my outfeed table, and then I start pulling the pieces together. To make my beginning block, I need 12. Doesn't matter what the 12 are, but I need 12. So once I find my 12, and I get my 12 in an order that I like, then I play the game with the veneers. I pull out all the different colored veneers, we play the game again, until I really, really like the block. Once I really like this block, I'm going to glue it up. I take a long time with this because an enormous amount of work is going to come from this one block. And this is the size of the block. When it gets all done, you know, it's going to look just like that. Okay? Okay, where are we now? Oh yeah, clamps. Yeah, we got it. Okay, next. Oops, I just lost my phone here. So, who's my fellow to help me with this? Okay, great, thank you. Okay, so a few minutes ago I told you that my working size is 3.5 by 16 long. Another working size is half of that 3.5, so it's 1 5/8 by 16. That's what this is. It's 1.5 inches, 1 5/8 by 16. And you can see that there are 5 different species of wood in either of those, and then the maple veneer dyed between each. Okay, next, please. Here it is in one of its forms. Okay, next. Okay, now it's been cleaned up, okay? After all that glue has been taken off, I resurface it because it's got to be 90 and it's got to be parallel. Okay, and this block, this is what I call gold mosaic, and this block can have life and it can do many things. One of the first things it'll do is it will become earrings, and the other thing it'll do is it will become bottle stoppers. Okay, we can go pretty quick on the earrings here. Or I would like to call attention. Yeah.
What kind of glue do you use for this?
Oh, I use only one type of glue. It's a jeweler's epoxy. It has a very thin viscosity. It's from a company called RBC. They're in Warwick, Rhode Island. I've used the same epoxy my entire career, just like that. And the bracelets are finished with the same epoxy. Okay, so whenever you see me going to a machine, you're going to notice that it always has a 0 clearance fence. That's kind of important because we're making really small things, and if you don't do that, it gives you an immediate visual. Because the piece I cut will be so small, you're not going to put a block up there. It's going to be done by eye. So you want 0 clearance. So that's what I was trying to show you here. Okay, so we're taking off the end on a 45, taking off the other end, flip it around, take the other end, and now I go to the second machine. I have two machines, one set at a 45, this one set at a 90. Now we're going to take off the end. Okay, next please. Okay, now we have these 4 little triangles. Okay, we're over to the work board. Okay. And now we're going to put them together, okay? Okay, and you can see what that's going to start to look like. Okay, next. And then this is just a great way to clamp it up if we had glue with it. The next one's going to show the mighty strong fingers holding it down. And that works just fine for that particular glue up. Now we're going to go run through that again, but I'm going to show you a different possibility. Okay? So now this block is, the first block was a symmetrical block. Can you go backwards? Actually, just back one will work. Okay, can you understand what I mean by symmetrical? So, I don't know where that speaker went, but so you have the Brazilian rosewood there, and box with your Brazilian rosewood there. And it's the gold line and the blue line. It's a symmetrical block. Okay, jumping ahead. So now this is an asymmetrical block. That's going to give you a lot different block. Oh, it's also asymmetrical with thick veneer. The first one was symmetrical with thin veneer. Can you still hear me? Because I lost my thing. You can, oh good. No, he says he can hear me. Can you hear? Oh, good. Cool. Okay, moving along. So we're taking off our 2 ends. And another end. There we go. And another end. Okay. That's a little hard to hear in the back. I can talk a little loud. And just raise your hand or something. And we can try looping my ear again. So now we're going to just put these blocks up together. Okay, another one. Okay, so now you can see them. You can see the 2 different patterns. Okay, one more time. Okay, but now we've reversed them. So this is an asymmetrical block, remember? And if we go back, you'll see the cocobolo on both sides. That's the Brazilian rosewood on both sides. That's the cocobolo on both sides. Okay, that's symmetrical. But now we reverse it. So it just becomes a little more interesting. It's not that one's better than the other, it's just more spice. It's just more spice. Okay. And that's what more spice gives you. So this is the block. and that's it just together. But here it is alternated, and here it is together but with a center. Are we good? Okay. Okay, remember the 45 cut? Well, just take a couple of 45 cuts that are only about 1/8 of an inch big, and then capture it, put bigger pieces on the outside, glue it up, and then after you have that block, which was kind of good size, then you put on your angles and your shapes. These are all going to become earrings. Okay, moving ahead. I mean, these all are earrings. Okay, moving, that's just another possibility. We were talking about, this is just the first glue up. So, we're talking about this type of a glue up and that type of a glue up. Okay, moving ahead. Or all of these. Those are just all pendants. Okay. Oh yeah, and then you can do that too. That's that same type of glue up. It's just 5 different species of wood. I call it rosewood veneer, or rosewood ribbon, with rosewood between each piece. And you can make ornamentation for boxes. I have that. Okay, so we're going back. This is still the same thing that we were just doing. This is just a simple glue up. It's just 5 pieces. Okay, now let's make it not quite so simple. So now I've taken that block and I've sliced it, as you can see. Okay? And there are all the slices. Those slices are done on the bandsaw. Okay? And now we start building different blocks. The second glue up. And we're building things for bottle stoppers. And out of the 16 inches long, we'll get 4 different bottle stoppers and we'll carve each one differently. Okay, so I think that was pretty handsome. That was, picking up the black and the red. Okay, so we're going to glue that up. Now here comes this one. This one's pretty interesting too, because it's the same material, but now we're putting in green and gold. Okay, next. So the laminate, the first laminate, this laminate is the same. But look how different that looks, depending upon what you add to it. Okay, next. And here are just other pieces en route, getting designed. This is really the fun part of the game too. This is the fun part. This is a cool piece. Look at that. This is cool. So this is a great little laminate right here. It's got Wenge on the end and end here, so it's symmetrical there. These two are not the same, but it's got the white stripe. So we've taken 5 slices of it. But then what we've done is we've taken Wenge veneer and captured the colors. The yellow, the purple, the red, and the blue. Wenge is from Africa, and I use it a lot because it is so architectural. That could be me. What I mean by that, it has such strong garden pattern. You can really see it. Up here, these 2 bracelets are sisters, and the reason that I have them up here is for you to look at the Wenge, which is right next to the boxwood in the center. The boxwood, which has no grain, Wenge, which is nothing but grain. Okay, moving ahead. Okay, so now we're gluing up. You can see all the fixtures for gluing up. Okay, and lots of clamps. We can move our head pretty quick here. Yep, we love to see clamps. We love to see clamps, okay? It's important to have really good music when you're doing this. Okay, so I thought this was a particularly nice glue up, so I thought I would show how it goes on, how it gets turned. This little guy right here, that's important. That's the little strap block. So you're not putting a hole on the top of your bottle stopper. Thank you, Bonnie Klein. She taught me that a while ago. Okay, so running around, you guys probably know how to do all this pretty easily. Okay, again, and again, and again. Now it's starting to get interesting. Now, this spot here, that's there, that pale pink, anybody want to tell me what that is?
Blue?
No. It's not glue. It's all that's left of a piece of pink veneer that's getting turned off. Okay? It's always a decision whether you leave it or you take it off. Okay, so keep going.
Have you figured out a creative thing to do with that wonderful sawdust?
No, I haven't. That's going to be a really good-looking bottle stopper. That is a good-looking bottle stopper. Okay. And then here we are. They're all drying. Oh, if you don't know about Rudd lacquer, thank you, Dan Ackman. Rudd lacquer is the way to go. For some reason, I use a high gloss on the bottle stoppers, but I use satin on everything else. It's right out of Seattle, and it's the best lacquer around. So these are bottle stopper blocks. And from them, you're going to get a few more items here. Okay, moving along. Can you go back? So it's not precise, but it's pretty much that makes this next bottle stopper. It's a glue up like that. Okay, again. That one, they have names. The one before this one was called Around the World. This is Ace of Spades. Okay, that's Ace of Spades. Okay. You guys know about these things, right? Okay. Okay, the next picture I'm going to show you, this is really important. You don't turn on the drill press. I wish I had unplugged it and showed this to you, but I figured out how to make this thing work. Okay, next picture. You put the tap in the drill press. Okay, pull it down. Next picture. And you pull it down and you hand rotate it. And you get it tapped out so that the hardware will go in at 90 degrees and you don't have to screw around with it. Sorry, I move kind of quick and I tried to make that other thing work and, I'm pretty good at it, but I couldn't get it to work. But this works and this is fast. Okay. Okay. Okay, so remember, that's a handheld thing. There's no power in that. Okay, going back, we're going to build a block. There's the hardwoods. Okay, there come the veneers. Okay, and here comes the block. We're going to glue it up. Okay, and here come the big C-clamps. Okay, and these are big C-clamps. Okay. It's wax paper. I use a lot of wax paper. Yeah, wax paper on everything. Yes, yeah. And this block will take five big C-clamps like that. Okay, okay. Okay, and then once you surface them and get them prepared, that's what they're going to start to look like. Okay, okay, here comes the slicing. That's my big bandsaw. The fence behind it. That's a very thin slice.